Okay, thank you so much. All right, as of yesterday, we talked about if it is a double top and double bottom pattern. We talked about the triple top, talk about the triple bottom. So tonight we're gonna talk about the head and shoulder trading pattern. You guys must one way or the other. When you might have heard that terms in any way by the other. So in head and shoulder pattern, we have the head and shoulder pattern, and we also have what we call the inverted head and shoulder pattern. So the head and shoulder pattern is a set pattern. The inverted head and shoulder pattern is a byword pattern. So in let's talk about the head and shoulder pattern. He said this also refers to a lower swing high trend reversal. A head and shoulder pattern is formed when price action within an uptrend traces a lower swing high than the previous one. Why the noise? Martins, Johnson, Jack. Martins, your background is noisy. Martins. Jobson. Chris, mute yourself. Chinonso, mute yourself. Okay, yeah, mute yourself. All right, thank you. It says also refer to a lower swing high trend reversal. A head and shoulder pattern is formed when price action within an uptrend traces a lower swing high than the previous one. Hold on, guys.
In progress.
Hello, actually, I'm in a meeting now. I'll call you later, okay? I'm actually in a meeting now. Okay. Also refer to a lower swing. Okay. It said a head and shoulder pattern is probable because the sentiment that was formerly producing the uptrend is now possibly shifting, and the buying pressure is decreasing. Head and shoulder pattern can be stronger when the price break below the neckline, which is a trend line connecting the lower / pivot lows that created the shoulders. All this English is not what we need. Let me show you how this structure used to look like. This OMG just misbehaving. That's created a bear flag breakout retest, and man, this guy is a bullshit. Okay. Head and shoulder pattern. This is how it used to look like. We have the head and we have the two shoulders. So you know how your body structure look like. You have the head, you have your left shoulder, you have your right shoulder. That's how a head and shoulder pattern used to look like. So that means when the market is going up, like a normal uptrend, uptrend used to be like this. It goes up, it retraces, it goes up again, it retraces. You see that? It goes up again. That's how uptrends look like. So in what they are trying to say, so when the market is actually an uptrend, let's say the market was going up, creates go again. You understand? Create another one. Then at this particular time, it might go early low, maybe can even get up to this point. Or let's say even if you leave it here, but let's just get it here. Then on the next one, you couldn't even get close to that one. So how it looks like, this is how it used to look like. So if you have the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. These two shoulders must not be equal. Like it's not a must it will be equal. The only thing you should look out for is the head should be above the shoulders. Just like how your shoulders can never be above your head. So the head must be above the shoulders. So this is the head, which is at the middle. This is the left shoulder, and this is the right shoulder. Then between here and here is what? The neckline. Between here and here is what you connect as a what? Your neckline. So to confirm a head and shoulder pattern, this neckline must be broken. And after broken, you are expecting what? A retest to this trend line. And that's when you can what? Short the market. Now, when it comes to this pattern, there is no basic way I can tell you that you can get entry before the neckline break. Rather, if you can identify any other pattern before breaking the neckline, if you can identify any pattern, because there can still be a pattern formed within this structure. So if you identify that pattern, then as you can use it to what? Make your entry. But apart from identifying pattern, there's no way I can tell you that you can use to what? Get your entry here with aim of getting a head and shoulder. All right. So but if you can identify a pattern, you can get your entry, then take profit here. Wait for a breakout, a retest, and further short term. All right, let's see if we can find the head and shoulder. Before we find it, let's all right. Let's see more tests we have. You said that much like a double bottom pattern, technical analysis, we use triple. No, so yeah. Okay. You said prosecutors, traders will often seek out opportunity to sell short when confirmation in the form of a neckline break. You see that? Of course. So that's why I tell you, it's only when the neckline break you can confirm. That's where you can look for entry. But for you to look for entry before the neckline break, that means you need to identify another pattern, another same pattern before you can get that entry. But there's no way I can tell you to get entry before the neckline break. So normally as a neck and shoulder pattern, traders will often seek out opportunity to sell short when confirmation in the form of a neckline break or pause. So that's the only confirmation you can get. A neckline break for a head and shoulders pattern is the failure of a support area drawn from the previous was too low swing. Now look at this. This is the previous was too low swing. So this is a low that swing, a low that swing. So they say the neckline break is when you draw a neckline, when you connect these two lows, is what is support. So it's when this break, you call it a neckline what? Break. So that's we often seek out opportunities to sell short when confirmation in the form of a neckline break. Of course, a neckline break for a head and shoulder pattern is the failure of the support area drawn. So when that support couldn't hold that market anymore, it break it. You can see it. You can see example of what I'm trying to say. The left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, the break of the neckline, the retest. This is where you can sell your market. You can see example of a real life head and shoulder. You can see the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. To break a kind of a retest, you can see the weak here before possible draw. This is another one, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. But this was another one. I see a break. The break, most times the retest could not occur, like I always say, it's not around the time that the test occur, depending on the force in the market. So, but if the market is just a raging market, there is very clear sign of test. But when the market is just like a parabolic movement, to just go straight, just like that. So let's try to find a real life example of our head and shoulder. I do. I'm gonna for you. I'm gonna for you. But they can't pump that happen on Gala today, man. I missed out on it. So I gave someone that signal. I took my profits so early. It still came back to my entry point, but I forgot to make that entry. From that entry point, is I made over times three within 1 week. Man, I missed out. It's really painful. Okay, I think I found one. This is an example of a head and shoulder. Let me draw it so you can see clearly. The market was going up. At here, it formed the left what shoulder. It formed the head. Now it's formed the what right shoulder before the neckline what. It even break the neckline in the test before what a movement that goes down. So let me connect the neckline so you can see the neckline clearly. This is the neckline. You see that? You see that? So this is a clear example of a head and shoulder. You can see the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. They break out. What am I doing now? The left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. They break out and a retest that are called before what? A parabolic what? Movement. So if you want to connect, if you want to try to create your TP, remember I said there's no perfect way to create TP. You just have to decide as a trader. What do you think? How is the pressure in the market? But you can, for example, if you want to make it take profit, you can measure from where the neckline is touching to where the first high formed. So which is this as in the first high, which is the first shoulder, the left shoulder. So I can measure from here. I can measure from here now to the neckline. And I'll use that movement from the breakout to determine where I can take profit. Let's say I put it here. You see that? I'll be taking my what profit here, and I'll leave the market with profit. Instead of watching our trade being after being in profit, the whole profit will be taken back by the market. So by now, I'll be taking my profit here. And besides, if I should start to draw my resistance, my support line, I'll definitely draw my support line here. Yeah. Because of this rejection that I saw here,
That was just.
I'll definitely draw my support line here. Because of this. see that? So I must already draw my triple line. And when I know that the market can bounce anything close to that. So it's not a must. I must wait for you to reach that place. So I just try to get that my profit as quick as possible and leave the market instead of being in the market and watch those profits get stolen. So you can see the rejection here too. So if I have connected it and I've done this also too. So I've been looking at taking my profit at this price range because this is a price range. It shouldn't have an exact price, but a range in which you can start looking for what take profit. And if you look at what happened, you can see a lot of rejection here before what the bounce occur. So even if you don't even know set your take profit, then maybe you didn't set your take profit on this trade. When you see a rejection like this, you don't need to be told that you should be taking your profit, that this is a strong one support. So this is a clear typical example of what a head and shoulder looks like. Any question? Any question? If you have a question, raise your hand. Is there nobody have a question? Okay. Nobody got a question. Let's get to the next thing we have for tonight. Okay. Let's talk about inverted head and shoulder trading pattern, also called a higher swing low trend reversal. An inverted head and shoulder pattern is found when price action in a downtrend chases a higher swings like pivot lows than the previous high. The inverted head and shoulder pattern can be found because the sentiment that was formerly producing the downtrend is now possibly shifting and selling pressure is decreasing. The inverted head and shoulder pattern can be stronger when the price breaks above the neckline, which is a trend line connecting the swing pivot highs that created the inverse shoulder. Traders will often seek out opportunity to buy when the confirmation in form of a neckline break occur. A neckline break for an inverted head and shoulder pattern is the failure of the resistance area drawn from the two previous swing highs on the chart. So let me show you how an inverted head and shoulder is to look like. Who has the mic on? Who has the mic on? Please off it. Who has that mic? Shoulder. When the market was going down, from the left shoulder, from the head, from the right shoulder, break the neckline, retest, and possible movements. So this is how an inverted head and shoulder looks like. It's just like when you turn around the head and shoulder pattern. When you turn it upside down, that's how the inverted head and shoulder looks like.
Share your screen.
I'm not sharing my screen.
Yes, sir. You're not showing your screen.
Since when?
Since that time when there was a glitch on that microphone.
You guys didn't tell me now. But you guys was I shared my screen to you.
Your screen is up. Your screen.
We can see the screen.
Your screen
We can
is
see
visible.
it.
Your screen is up. I can see it. I think it is network.
You
I
can see
think
the chat.
it's your network because I can see on my side.
Yeah,
can see-
most of us are seeing your screen, coach.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, the screen is seen. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. All
Go
right.
ahead, you can see your screen.
All right. All right. Okay. So even the head and shoulder is just like when you turn when you turn the head and shoulder upside down. So there is no wide difference. They have a lot of similarities because you just have the head, have the two shoulders. So, but you just like when you turn somebody upside down. So that means an inverted head and shoulder is a bi pattern with the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. So first of all, you must identify the left shoulder, identify the head, and identify what the right shoulder. Then connecting the last two highs, which will be your what neckline. So once this neckline get broken, you're expecting a retest so that you can what long this market. All right. So that's how a simple inverted hand and shoulder looks like. So just identify a market structure. It will not be straight. If you have a range like the other one I showed you guys, you can see it's not quite straight, but it has that structure pattern, which is giving you a chart language. It's showing you a chart language. Here you can see example here. You can see the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, the neckline, the back of the neckline, the test. This is what you need to confirm what an inverted head and shoulder. So you can long the mattress from here with more higher confidence because of what? Seeing that the pattern is valid until this neckline is broken and closed. That's when this pattern is what? Invalid. You can see an inverted head and shoulder in your life. This is the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. The breakout, the retest, and possible. So this kind of inverted head and shoulder is not quite clear. Remember, might get confused. Be hard to identify it. Well, let me try to identify an inverted head and shoulder in our chart. Let's go. Let's go. See if I can get it clear over. This is an example of a double bottom. You can see nearly for break of the neckline, a kind of a test here before impossible movement. So it's an example of a double bottom. Yeah. Okay, this can also be a head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder. This could be the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and a breakout of the neckline with a super run, no retest. So it's an example, also an example of inverted head and shoulder. But let me see if I can get another one. I could have called this head and shoulder, but yeah, it's nearly equal. So I will call it what? A double bottom. All right, since getting another inverted head and shoulder is taking our time, I think we can be running up our class tonight. At this point, and I'm expecting you guys to show me your improvement. Show me what you understood. Try to identify a head and shoulder pattern, and an inverted head and shoulder pattern. If you have a question, raise your hand so I can identify you for your answer. You have a question? All right, since we don't have a question, this is where we are going to close our class for tonight. Let's see what we're going to have for tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we're going to see